welcome Gen Con 2019. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be up on stage and playing some Dungeons & Dragons. My name is Adam Johns. I will be the Dungeon Master for this game. You are currently watching the Gen Con 2019 Game to Grow charity stream, and we have some spectacular people up on stage. We're going to have a really fun time playing through some games. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you a little about what the charity is that you're supporting, because what we do, Game to Grow is a nonprofit that uses games like Dungeons & Dragons to teach social skills to kids and teens. We do trainings around the world. We serve a huge number of kids and teens up in the Seattle area, and we believe in the power of games to make the world better, of RPGs to improve your lives, and we want to get that out to the rest of the world. So any money that we raise today is all money that helps us get more people into groups, that helps us continue our scholarship funds to help people be able to attend groups, whether or not they can afford them, whether or not they have financial need, and helps us continue to expand our programs into lots of other directions. I also want to tell you a little about Critical Core. It was a recent Kickstarter that we did a couple of months ago, and Critical Core is basically a take-home kit for parents and teachers and therapists to help them get the same work that we've been doing for a long time. So RPGs into more schools, into more homes, into more hospitals. People who've never played before, Critical Core is designed to help them start playing RPGs. So I'm really excited about that. Today we're going to be debuting just a little bit of Critical Core's intro module, but obviously heavily modified for being in front of an audience, for being a charity stream, and for being only 2 hours long. So with that being said, I would love to go through and introduce the cast a little bit. Adam, why don't we start with you?
Sure. My name is Adam Davis. I'm the other executive director of Game to Grow. I am also playing ARM.
ARM.
Tell us a little about ARM. Give me a one-sentence description of ARM.
ARM is a monk with a tragic backstory.
It's a perfect one-sentence description of ARM.
Who was voted on by the...
By the power of Twitter, he was both named and voted on. And an anonymous donor chose ARM.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Awesome. Scott,
Thank
would
you,
you...
anonymous donor, ARM, for me to play.
Scott, would you introduce yourself?
Sure, I don't know where the camera is, but
all over.
oh, somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm Scott Kurtz, and I'm a cartoonist. You might know my comic PvP, and I also do a D&D comic book called Table Titans. Today I will be playing Norden Ramsney, the Goromancer. So think of a wizard, but all of the components for the spells are food. I practice Goromancy. I was a chef, an executive chef, for a very important lord or lady or something, and I decided that I was going to go out and spread my culinary arts to the world. So I left.
Amazing.
For adventure.
Awesome. Sam, why don't we go with you next?
I don't know where to look, so I'm going to look at that guy.
That.
I'm Samantha Darcy. I am the creative director for the Uncaged anthology. I'm also an illustrator. I will be playing Yulia, the human rogue, former laundress, who believes in minimum effort and maximum return.
Wait, laundress?
Laundress.
Yeah, I had to ask, what is a laundress?
Like somebody who does laundry for a
Okay, I
living.
want to
It may be a word I made up, but it sounds right.
Okay,
It
good.
sounds really good, though.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were actually just talking about the same thing for me, because we're like, what do we call somebody who's both like a lifelong academic and kind of like a crafter for jewels? A jewel crafter?
A jewelidemic.
Jewelidemic? That
Sounds more like a disease.
It does sound like a disease.
It sounds like the plot of like a horror movie.
It might be appropriate for your character all the same.
Yeah. So my name is Rudy Rudenberg. I am an author for some D&D content, namely Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron with Keith Baker. I will also, or am also working on different video games, and I'm the voice of Durnan. But in this time and space, I will be playing Edmund Bungle, lifelong wizard school, I don't want to call him like an adept, flunky, who's been in school for 30 years, doesn't know, like he's, int is my dump stat, and it's because he's a sorcerer, he gets his little, but he doesn't know that that's, like he's just terrible. That's it. He just wanted to be somebody who made magical items, didn't know about artificery, and just wants to make pretty things that have shiny stuff.
I appreciate that Edmund Bungle has this like deep desire to just be successful, he just wants to make pretty things.
Yeah, but at this point his hair is graying. He's been in school for 30-something years.
Yeah.
Tuition for him is like, they're almost like, oh, that's so cute.
This
Don't
is
worry
awesome.
about it."
We have front of house, we have housekeeping, the kitchen, and security. We're opening a hotel.
Yeah. I was gonna say Downton Abbey.
Call it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
We'll call it Bungle
Awesome. So we're going to set up a couple of things. As you guys may have noticed, as you're looking at the stream, there is a donate button. For every $100 that we get to with the donations today, I will draw a card from our Deck of Wonder. The Deck of Wonder is a cool thing that we picked up from Gemhammer Games, but it basically is a bunch of random magic spell effects that may impact the game. And I'll be rolling some dice and having one of the players, essentially get a card from the Deck of Wonder. That's also going to happen anytime anybody rolls a 1.
Oh.
And because Bungle is a wild mage, Bungle, if you ever activate your wild magic, will also draw a Deck of Wonder. So our game may go kind of off the rails.
Well, I told you beforehand that you have, wild magic will be activating on everything, including cantrips.
Yes, yeah, we'll be rolling. I will have you, every single time you cast any kind of spell whatsoever, I'm going to have you roll.
I think that's appropriate.
On that thing. We already had some donations at the start, so we're actually going to draw a card right at the beginning.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to explain what's going on, and then we're going to draw our card and see where that sort of takes us. So the first thing is all of your characters have known each other for a couple of months. It's a long enough period of time that you know each other's names, but not a long enough period of time that you've really gotten to know who each other are or what your backstories are. You've done some small adventures together, and at this point, all of you are now traveling through a winter landscape, a winter forest landscape, basically just trying to find your way to any kind of civilization. You've run out of supplies, you're out of food, you're cold. It is chilly out, and you are just hoping to find something that is any kind of environment. To top that off, your winter weather has turned worse and worse, and you are now being assailed by what is called some type of storm. It is a storm that causes magical effects. So it is essentially a thunderstorm, except the lightning strikes are not lightning, but are in fact random magic happenings that happen in different places.
Random magic what?
Happenings.
Oh, just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
Like the Mark Wahlberg movie.
Like the Mark Wahlberg.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, exactly.
Just random M. Night Shyamalan movies just start happening everywhere.
Suddenly start happening.
The ones he made in between the superhero things that he could do well.
Could do well, yeah.
And actually, Bungle, because of your
Yes?
connection to magic, you can feel these just before they happen. Bungle, I'm curious. Perfect. Bungle, I'm curious what you call this kind of phenomenon.
My knees ache.
You call it knees ache?
My knee aches.
Whenever this kind of magic storm or whatever.
There's magic?
This. Perfect. You guys have picked up a precursor. Bungle, I'm going to have you read the first card. So I'm just going to pass this over. I have no idea what it says.
So I will say that Bungle is a scholar. He's really good at everything else class-wise. Like he learned multiple languages, like all of the crafting languages. They're not romantic, they're just crafting. He's really good at like those kind of things, nature, history. He skipped religion.
Who could be bothered?
Right. Everyone everywhere earnestly believes your name to be Dabney.
Oh my God.
For 1 month.
For a month.
For a month.
But that's okay. I can still be Dabney Bungle.
You can be Dabney Bungle.
It actually flows better than Edmund.
So officially now and for the remainder of the stream, your name is now Dabney.
Dabney.
Yeah, spectacular. Thanks, Dabney. That's perfect.
What a reaction.
Really?
Dr. B, this is for you. That's all for you. All right, Dabney, you have sensed that your sneeze felt the oncoming tide of the magic coming and affecting you, and then all of a sudden, everyone else now knows your name is Dabney. All of you players also now know Edmund is Dabney. As you're traversing this winter landscape and you're trying to make your way through, all of you each night are having a similar dream. You're all having the same kind of dream. And the dream basically goes like this with some minor variances between you. You wake up and you're in a beautiful tavern. The walls are made of beautiful stone, and you're sitting at a long marble table. And there are chairs there that are incredibly comfortable, and there's a fireplace in the corner that warms everything around you and fills you with a warmth and a comfort. And as you're sitting there, in front of you is a steaming bowl of delicious soup. And the soup aroma comes up and fills your nostrils, and as you dip down and you go to take a sip of this incredible, delicious soup, you wake up. And you're once again cold and frigid in the landscape of this place. And so you've gone in search of anything that could be even a resemblance of the soup that you've been looking for. And you have managed to make your way into the town of Tusk. Now, I want everybody to roll me a history check to see what you know about Tusk.
Oh. I don't even know how to spell it, apparently. Yeah, 5.
Oh, okay.
Very little.
Perfect. You don't know anything about Tusk.
I got a 12.
All right.
I got an 8.
So, Dungeon Master,
Yeah.
my die is cocked between the 19 and the 1. Can I just have a natural 20?
How often are you going to purposefully have your die catch between
You
19?
don't purposely have a die cocked,
And
but
what?
I'll re-roll it. You just let
No,
me.
I'll give you the natural 20. That's
Okay, so then that'll be
fine.
with history.
Bungle, you've been to this town before. Dabney, you remember coming through here maybe a long time ago. Maybe it was a part of a school trip. And the town of Tusk is well known for the fact that there's a big obelisk right outside the town that's basically a giant jutting out piece of stone. And the story from the town of Tusk is basically there was a war between gods. And in the course of that war, the tusk from a great god got cut off and it landed here, and the town sort of formed around it. And so the town kind of has a little bit of a superstitious belief in the God's impact on their town, and a little bit of the superstitious belief of the tusk itself. People don't really like to touch the tusk.
Mumbo jumbo.
Absolutely.
We need magic, not this mumbo jumbo of religion.
But you do remember there is a great place to get soup in this town.
There is a soup kitchen. Follow Edmund.
Who?
I'm Edmund. Edmund's my name.
Are you sure? Because I think your name is Stephanie.
I approve this accent.
Thank you.
Whatever, I'm going to get some soup.
As you guys travel into the town, it's a very small town. There's not a lot going on here, and all the doors and windows are all largely shut because it's cold out and there's a magical storm happening everywhere. But all the same, there is a soup tavern, and it is called the best soup tavern in town.
Oh, it's not this one.
It is also the only soup tavern in town.
Oh.
It must have changed ownership. Originally, it was called Worst, and it had sausage in it.
That would do it. Yeah.
As you step into the best soup tavern in town, you are greeted with a warm atmosphere. It's not the soup tavern of your dreams, but it is warm and cozy. There's a few people sitting around, and an older woman sort of greets you as you come in. She says, "Hello, welcome, come on in. Grab a seat wherever you would like. You look cold. Please come in to the tavern. Let me get you some soup. You, interesting bunch. Please come and sit down." As you sit, she comes up and sort of wipes her hands on a towel, and then turns to you and says, "What can I get for you?"
Do I have any idea from my dream, like what kind of soup it was? Did the aroma give me any kind of a?
Sure, yeah. What would your
Norden.
favorite soup? What would Norden's favorite
It would
soup?
be a chicken and gnocchi soup.
A chicken gnocchi?
You know, like you can get at the Olive Garden. When you're there, your family.
Yes, absolutely. Do you order chicken gnocchi soup?
I have a question.
I do.
Yeah.
Just in general. Who can smell their dreams?
No.
Oh, that's,
Not.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right,
no,
all
that's
right.
good. I didn't know.
Whoa.
So it's like a
I
thing.
don't.
Scott,
I know
can you
Scott
smell
doesn't
in your
typically
dreams?
smell
Well, I was born with no sense of smell. I've
This.
never smelt anything.
Right.
So I'm guessing. I'm pretending to be a smeller right now.
Okay. Okay.
You're imagining what
Thanks,
smell would
thanks
be
for
like?
calling out my disability. Ricky.
Yes,
Get up, walk out. I'm missing a sense.
It's important.
And there are certain circumstances where it is negative. I would say that on the whole, though, that's a pretty awesome. Like, if you've got to go with one, that you don't know what a fart smells like. Like that's
On the
amazing.
whole, on the whole.
Everything smells like like roses.
Yeah. Yes, but you'd be surprised how many people will fart around you when they know you can't smell. And then I go, please don't do that. And they go, why you can't smell? And I go, but I don't want to smell like farts. And then they always say the same thing, smell doesn't work that way.
Adam.
Adam, is that true?
I've never smelled farts on you.
Well, but could you just stop farting?
It's not happening.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
Yes, chicken gnocchi.
Yeah, that's what I want.
As you order that, she
Because I
says,
smelt it in my dreams.
"Oh, I have a lovely family recipe for chicken gnocchi.
Okay.
I will share it with you because I think you're a member of my family too.
Oh, because when I'm here, I'm family?
When you're here,
Awesome.
yes, of course. and for you then.
So Arm sits down and he has a cloak on that sort of covers his face and puts shadow over his eyes. And the cloak goes over his right arm. You can't see it. He has barely shown you his right arm. And he sits down and he looks at her and he says, broth. It's all I deserve.
With this again?
It's
So dark.
It doesn't mean you get out of tipping.
It's my backstory.
What is a
I'm sure I'll
backstory?
explain it to you over the next 2 hours.
I made you a back scratcher.
I appreciate that.
You can use it with one of your arms.
Thank you, Dabney.
Who's Daphne?
You just want broth?
Broth, chicken.
Oh, the chicken
you
broth.
have
It's very good. I have very good
I'll take
chicken
fish
stock.
broth.
You want fish broth?
Yes.
A sad fish.
That's not
With
it's
all
not
of the
very good.
small bones in it, I'll have to pick out.
Yes, of course. I'll bring you that. Your friend is very sad.
Well, tell me about it.
Yeah. Do you know anything about his apparently
his tragic
backstory?
No.
I'll slowly reveal it.
I'm looking forward to it.
I was an orphan.
Oh, that is sad.
It's very tragic. Actually, this is the perfect time. Adam, you described a little bit of what your character looks like. Do you want to describe anything more?
I'm wearing pants.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Like corduroys?
Is that
Yes.
Yes.
I'm wearing corduroy pants with a little hoop for a hammer, but I've never actually carried a hammer.
like cargo pants?
No.
Carpenter pants.
Like
Like
carpenter pants. I know these
You
pants.
know that reveals that in real life you've worn those pants.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I wore corduroy carpenter pants in the 90s.
You're trying to give Adam a hard time, but he has gone around Gen Con all weekend with a fanny pack, so.
Oh, yeah. What's cool?
You're so European.
What's cool is cool.
Sure.
That's the slogan for my new
rocked a
emerging fanny pack brand.
I am arguably very cool, so.
Fanny packs are coming back.
Fanny
know.
packs are coming
Thanks
back.
to me.
We are bringing them back.
That's right.
It's a team effort. Scott, would you describe a little of what your character looks like?
Yeah, so Gordon is a high elf, but just with this leathery, gross face, big shaka, blonde hair, and just really loud and obnoxious. Perfect.
He is exactly as I would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, what does he wear?
He wears a cloak because he is a wizard, but underneath it is a chef's smock.
Like an apron?
Yeah, like the button-up white thing they
Oh,
all
sure.
wear.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
the accoutrement of my station.
Does he have a hat?
No,
Oh, okay.
But his corduroys do have a ladle loop.
that's true.
Which is a huge difference from a hammer loop.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and
Very
I'm
different
covered
things.
like I'm totally Samwise in it, just pots and pans. So whenever we're running, it's just clank, 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 clank. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
Awesome. The server kind of turns to you, Yulia, and says, "And what can I get for you, dear?"
What would you recommend?
Oh, I do have a soft spot in my heart for our lizard eyeball soup.
Lizard eyeballs. Well, I will try
It's not as
anything.
bad
I
as you
will
think.
try anything once.
Oh,
It can't be as bad as what he has been trying to feed us.
perfect. What is? What has he fed you?
Well, we have been traveling for so long, and all he can find for us to eat is things like the bark of the tree, and sometimes we might suck on some ice, and we have to just pretend it's actual food.
Oh, this sounds like such hard travel. I'm so sorry to hear it.
It
That's
has
What
been-
hasn't he fed us is probably
What
a short
hasn't
list.
he fed us at this
And
point?
yet seasoned perfectly.
Season.
Well,
You can practically smell it in your dreams.
thank you for bringing the pepper, I guess.
You'll enjoy the lizard eyeball soup. It's very, very good. It's very chewy.
Something with some tooth to it is always good.
What does Yulia look like?
She's kind of small. She has dark hair that is tied up and probably covered in a lot of ice at the moment. And she wears a blouse, a heavy wool coat, and a skirt that is pretty frozen,
Sure.
dripping onto the floor.
Awesome. And lastly, for you, what can I get for you?
Hi, I'd like the worst soup.
The worst one? Would you like our worst soup?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yes, the worst soup.
Yes, worst soup.
Yes, it's bratwurst.
Oh my god, I just.
It's a bratwurst soup. It's our worst bratwurst soup.
Isn't that what I said?
The worst soup.
Yes.
Perfect. Do you want that hot or cold?
Which is worse?
Cold is generally worse for soup.
Okay.
A cold worst worst soup. Perfect. I'll have it coming right out for you.
Shouldn't have to warm it up.
She steps away, but I'd love to hear a description for what Dabney looks like.
Dabney is, he's got bushy white eyebrows, a bushy gray, like, kind of back pate, or like back of the scalp, kind of just like fuzzy hair. It's not one of the things that's like well cultivated, because like at a certain part, it's not a comb over, it's more of like
Like Kate Gosselin?
I haven't seen her in too long, but like a pompadour. You know, like when women can do the pompadour there, except for his is like back here, and it's completely natural. It just happens.
That's how it grew.
That's the only thing that grows now. Thank you for reminding me. And he's wearing like very simple, like he essentially is like a Harry Potter student that is 30 something.
So his robes like kind
He
of.
never got real robes.
He's, well, okay, his pants are like kind
Corduroys?
of high water corduroys. Yeah.
There's no loop.
Someday you'll get your.
That's not a wand loop?
No, because occasionally, like, the professors felt so bad for him that like, they like let him give whatever he wanted for tuition, and one year he just had to give the loop.
He
The
cut
loop.
off his loop
Yeah.
for tuition.
It was more important that he become one of the serviceable jewelers of magical items. Serviceable, not great. He doesn't need to be amazing. He just wants to be.
He's clearly worked hard at his journey.
You can't win.
The server lets you all know that her name is Polly. And if you need anything else, she's happy to help out. And all of you sit for a moment before Polly comes back from the kitchen, bringing out your bowls of soup.
I never knew my parents.
I know. You're
This
an orphan.
again?
I'm an orphan.
I'm aware. That must have been terrible for you.
Thank you.
You're each brought out your soups, and they are exactly what you wanted. They aren't the best soups in the world. They're not necessarily the soups from your dream. But for each of you, they are the soup that you wanted. Polly really knows her stuff. Norton, your soup it tastes like a family recipe. It tastes like a soup that you might have with your families. Arm, your broth is bitter and kind of depressing, which is exactly how you wanted to feel. Yulia, honestly, the eyeballs are chewy, and it's pretty good. It's like boba soup, almost. But it's tastier than whatever it was I just described. And lastly, Dabney, your soup it's pretty gross. It's pretty awful. It's worst. It's the worst.
Maybe this place hasn't gone under new management. Maybe they just finally figured out what they're cooking with.
Polly has come by and brought you all the soups and is singing and cleaning kind of the bar area, and she's having a nice time, and she's chatting with different patrons, and she seems very friendly and warm and welcoming. And as you are finally getting to warm up in this beautiful little tavern, I want everybody to roll me perception checks. What? That's incredible.
How many people got natural 20s?
Me. This guy right here.
I got a 19.
That's good.
still really
was it
amazing.
cocked to be a 19 and a 1?
No.
Doesn't count.
It was
Good job, bro.
17. 17 plus 2. It's
You're left.
okay.
You're left out.
I don't deserve it.
What did Yulia get?
11.
Yulia, you're too engrossed or grossed by this soup, and so you're a little more focused on it. Everyone else, you absolutely notice that there's a creaking noise coming from the floorboards below you. And the two of you especially can see the board is shifting and moving just a little further out from where your table is. And you can see suddenly as the board gets pried up from the ground, and you can see white, bony fingers curling their way from the dirt under the ground. And you have sort of a second to take in what's going on and maybe react a little bit, and you see as skeletons burst from the ground by the floorboards around you, but also from several other locations within the tavern. And then a few skeletons even punch their way through the wooden walls and blast their way through the walls. And all of a sudden, this entire tavern is being assailed by skeletons.
They've added a show.
Disgusting. I'm eating here. These conditions are terrible. This soup is crap.
You want to try the worst one?
No. Not at all.
I want everybody to roll me initiative just so that we have a sense of order for what's going on here. To the best that this group is ever going to have a sense of order. 7.
12.
I highly recommend whiteboards as a strategy for
5.
tracking stuff.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Lucky
But
dice.
this is a 17 plus 3.
That's
All right.
It's a dirty 20.
It's dirty.
All right, Rudy.
It's a worse 20.
Dabney and Norden, both of you rolled 20s on your perception check, so you're going to go first anyway. But the initiative helps determine stuff. So these skeletons are now attacking everybody. They're not just attacking the 4 of you. They're also attacking everybody else. There's 3 other patrons in there, and you can see Polly has pulled out a soup ladle from her pants with a soup ladle pocket, which all good chefs.
Oh, yeah.
really
We
have.
call them war ladles.
Yeah, war ladle.
Yeah.
She has pulled out a war ladle and seems to be defending herself from a skeleton that's attacking her as well. Let's go with Dabney first. Dabney, what do you want to do?
I cast dancing lights.
Perfect. Roll a d20 to see.
15.
Okay, it's not wild magic,
Aw,
but
they're dancing lights.
they are dancing. What do you want to do with dancing lights in this?
I got nothing.
You really were just.
Yeah,
hoping
I
that
am
they
the
would
most
become
ineffective
something else.
wizard there is because I'm not a wizard.
Your only strategy is to channel magic and hope it turns into something bigger.
Well, like sorcery is just like kind of pure willpower. Like it's like forcing my will upon the world. And unfortunately, I got dancing lights. So
Well,
they.
Describe for me what your lights look like then.
You have a great opportunity to turn this into like a
Years
weird
of wasted opportunity.
skeleton dance party.
I was okay. Okay, you know what? I like that. I was gonna go with try and do the floorboard thing for the stewardess to get the 3 patrons out, but I think skeleton dance party is a winner. I would like to skeleton dance party.
Perfect. It's
flashing color
flashing
lights.
lights. All right.
Strobe effect.
At least they're distracted. Arm.
The skeletons look so much cooler than they did before.
I don't remember what dancing lights the spell does. Is it?
So instead of one light, the cast light over 30 feet.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of little ones that are like 1 to 5.
So now it's a
feet with
rave.
light. So it's a
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then pulsate. They fly around. It's like pixies. It's like pixies from Hook.
Gotcha.
Really freaking annoying.
Yeah. Perfect.
Arm!
There's a beautiful dance party going on. You're now in a disco. Norden, that makes
Yes.
it your turn. What would you like to do?
I reach into my pouch of magical components. I pull out some magic beans, eat them, aim my rear end at the skeletons, and cast Thunderwave.
Perfect.
I'm gonna dream about this.
Yeah,
And you'll
give
smell
me-
it.
you'll smell it. Oh.
Give me damage for your Thunderwave, which is 2d8, and I will roll for these skeletons to see.
A 2 and a 3.
So you can hit 2 of the skeletons, kind of from where you're at. There's a
Okay.
couple that had appeared right nearby the table. So you blast these skeletons, and they are going to get totally destroyed
Nice.
by that. But I need you to give me a description for your
description?
spell.
I spin around. I pull my cloak out front, and I say, "This is what I think of the food in this establishment."
It's audible.
Perfect.
It's the worst fake fart I've ever done in my career.
In your catalog of fake.
In my 20-year career of fake farting, and I blow it on stage.
It's the worst. As you blast this noxious cloud,
Yes.
the skeletons are torn to pieces as they rail against the winds
My wind.
assailing them, your wind assailing them, and they are destroyed. And you can see actually they were kind of headed off in the direction of one of the other patrons. So you can see the patron sort of wipe their brow and then go like this and like kind of hold their nose. Arm, that makes it your turn.
Arm was in the middle of telling Gordon all about the orphanage
Oh, jeez.
and how it burned down and how it was maybe his fault.
My fault?
No, my fault.
Okay.
Sorry.
I wasn't even there.
It was my fault. It might have
Sorry.
been my fault. And then you stand up, and all of a sudden, I see the skeletons everywhere. So Arm stands up, and he rips his cloak off, and he has a full, like, solid metal arm that's stuck in a thumbs up like this, totally in contrast with his dour demeanor. And he stands up and he walks over to one of these skeletons, and because he doesn't have any joint control here, he just has really good core movement, and then he spins to get the elbow to come up
Punch the skeleton.
and punch the skeleton.
Awesome. Give me an attack roll with your unarmed attack.
That is a natural 20.
How
You should have made this the draw from the deck. have
Yeah,
it on
no,
I
point.
should
all
have,
criticals.
apparently.
Yeah, really.
All criticals.
What do you think? Should we change it?
Who made these dice?
Change it, yeah.
Pull,
Why not?
pull 4.
Oh boy, wow.
Let's start with Adam on this.
You cast a zone of lies centered around yourself. My parents loved me. I had a great childhood.
I'm just going to go ahead and say everybody's affected by the zone of lies.
I love the food here.
Is that really what it says?
No.
Oh,
It's a zone
oh
of
that's the lie. Okay.
Oh.
I thought that's what your card said.
Oh, this is great. An enemy of your choice, I'll choose one of the skeletons, that you can see explodes.
Do you want to pick a different skeleton or the one arm is attack?
A different one.
Okay. Perfect. We'll resolve that momentarily.
You can read minds until midnight.
Oh my god.
Why does everybody keep calling me Dabney?
It's especially good with the zone of lies, which apparently you know all the truth while everybody else is lying. Awesome. And Dabney.
I cast magic missile at all hostile creatures I can see.
Wow.
Dang.
I didn't know you
Okay.
could do that. Dad.
Okay.
It
There are,
doesn't say what level though, so I assume it's 9th.
there. I think it is one magic missile for every hostile you can see.
Okay.
But there are 6 skeletons that are there.
I got a 2.
Perfect. Well, we will. All of those skeletons are damaged. I'm going to have you describe that in a second. First, Arm, you obviously succeed in your attack. You're going to punch the skeleton. He will be destroyed by it. What do you want to? How do you want to describe that?
So Arm spins and punches him. I want his head to spin around like a classic Sam Raimi movie. then fly off straight.
As that happens, Dabney, you get that tickle in your nose once again. And all of a sudden, the area is surrounded by a magical flash that then seems to evaporate, and all of you feel a little different as a result.
Ow, my knee! I'm just trying to keep up with.
Awesome, Scott. What is the description for this enemy exploding? Do you point? Is it just a random thing, like you're just standing there?
I turn to the skeleton and I go, "Get out of this restaurant, you donkey!" And he just goes,
It's the perfect reaction
Yeah.
To anybody being called a donkey. He withers under your gaze and your might as head chef, and absolutely explodes, shattering bone everywhere across the tavern. I'm curious, Sam. Yulia now can read everybody's mind.
She can indeed, yes.
Do you have a focus for that, or are you just being like bombarded by the thoughts of everybody?
No, I think I can now see through time because I am hearing everything at once in this establishment.
What's in this soup?
Everyone is thinking about soup and bones.
It is a cacophony of voices. Mostly people are scared because you've got all these patrons and things like that. But you also have these wacky fellows that you have been traveling with
Yes.
that are all over the place as well. You can hear all of their thoughts. Everybody give me one thought that Yulia is currently hearing. Adam, you can start.
I'm embarrassed about my arm.
Why is he thinking about this right now?
So sad.
I'm hoping no one notices I'm a terrible cook.
I have noticed that.
Oh,
You've
that's really sad. Do you say it out loud?
Maybe yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm responding to everybody's thoughts
I love
actively.
it. And Dabney.
I really hope Gordon.
What?
It's Gordon's, right?
Norden.
Gordon, yeah. I really hope Gordon's not as terrible a cook as I think he is.
Maybe you have bad taste.
What?
And at that exact same moment, another magical flash happens, another tickle in your nose, and Dabney, all of a sudden, magic missiles are going to fly out and hit everybody. What does that look like?
So my dancing lights are going to turn into a laser light show, and they're going to spin a little bit, and then
Does the beat drop? Is there a beat drop?
depends on if he's feeling flatulent again.
Adam, can you give me some dubstep?
Oh, it's like, wah, wah, wah,
Christ.
Perfect.
Dubstep.
Magic missiles fly across the room, hitting a whole bunch of the skeletons in different areas. They're hurt, but not totally taken out just yet. Let's see.
Can
that
I
was
give you
Arm's
another
turn.
thought?
Yeah. So you can hear him.
This is going better than I expected.
Yulia, that makes it your turn. What would you like to do? There's still 5 skeletons standing attacking people in the room.
Okay, wow. I'm going to pull out my rapier and just kind of do a wide swing, knocking all of our soup off the table if the table hasn't yet been destroyed. Hopefully catching a skeleton or two in the process, either with the sword or the soup bowls.
Perfect.
Hey, I
It's a
wasn't
wide
enjoying that.
So, 20! So that would be what? 22, 23.
Oh, they're level up dice.
Are they?
Mine
oh,
are.
yeah.
Those are.
These are not.
Nearby hostile creatures turn into rabbits. So I suddenly kill a rabbit. Oh no.
Oh.
I think we might have a new soup.
And a new
Rabbit
form of
soup.
PTSD.
I'm gonna say the attack happens first. Then
Thank you. Yes.
So you do a wide swipe with your sword, and it does in fact knock the bowls off the table, and you scrape the top of the table with your sword, but the bowls go flying, and you do destroy 2 of the skeletons in the process, as the bolts go smacking into them and destroy them. The 3 remaining skeletons suddenly transform into adorable, fluffy white bunnies.
Oh, good. Not skeleton rabbits.
Not skeleton rabbits.
That's
I did
terrifying.
consider it. I
Yeah.
did consider skeleton rabbits. I was like, no, that's Nightmare Fuel on.
Well, that's a bit weird.
Adorable, fluffy white bunnies. However, they are still attacking you. They are just now adorable, fluffy white bunnies with
Look at the
nasty
bones.
teeth. Look at the bones. There are bones, in fact, everywhere too. Perfect. As you do this attack and the bulls scatter and destroy these skeletons, you see suddenly an imposing figure coming through one of the walls, one of the holes in the wall that the skeletons have made. A man dressed in dark black armor with a black headpiece over his head, where you can't even see his face. And he steps forward, and you see him turn and sort of scan across the room, and he's clearly connected to or controlling or in some way associated with these skeletons.
Rabbits.
As he has a big black skull on his chest.
Do they have bunny ears?
They have bunny ears now
Yeah.
that have been added in magically as a result of the spell.
I do care what this man is thinking.
Yeah. Oh, actually, good point. You can hear he is looking for Polly.
For who?
Polly.
Polly.
The server,
He's right
the
there.
person who served you the soup. And he holds out his hand, and from his hand, he's got a knife sticking, sitting on top of his hand. And he holds out his hand, and you can see black tendrils of magic hold the knife up into the air, and the knife suddenly, as he spots Polly standing across, kind of parrying off a skeleton, the knife shoots across the room and stabs Polly in the gut. And she collapses to the ground. And you can hear his thoughts. He is saying, with Polly gone, there is nothing to stop me from getting this serum.
Getting this, the what?
Serum. That's
Syrup.
That's
Serum.
That's,
Serum.
but
Yep, it's
Syrup.
syrup now. That's
Syrup.
what it is.
Yes, I do, yes.
Did you say serum?
I did, but it's syrup now. Now it's
Oh,
totally
this
syrup.
man is looking for
thought
some
he was
syrup,
like
and he just killed people for it.
Like he busts through the wall and he's like,
have to
come to my
lie.
diner next door.
His name is
No, I'm
Guy
gonna
Guy
fuck
Fieri.
Flavor Town.
I mean,
Flavor Town, open next door.
So you hear all those thoughts.
I do. Unfortunately, I'm in the zone of lies.
You are in the zone of lies. Also,
wait, yeah.
it's you can speak, but it is Dabney's turn. So if you want to say something, you can totally choose to do that. But you are in the zone of
I
lies.
hold my action for Darcy.
You can speak when it's not your turn too, if you want to say something.
All I want to say is this guy seems friendly.
Definitely after nothing.
If you're holding your action, then it.
No, I was holding my action so.
Oh,
So
so
she
that
can-
okay,
yeah.
gotcha. So she can speak. Dabney, what do you want to do here? There's still a few skeletons left that are attacking people as well. Well, bunnies. A
Right.
few bunnies left.
I walk over to Arm, and I pat him on the shoulder and cast Distort Value on his arm.
Distort value.
What
is
does
this
that
sort
do?
of
Tell
value?
me more.
If I remember right, this is Acquisitions Inc.
Maybe, likely. If I'm thinking about
From
it,
the new-
yeah,
from
it's
the new
likely
book,
it.
yeah.
So I did not remember that specifically, but you didn't say we couldn't.
It's
So-
weirdly like the one spell I know from
That
that
is-
book.
okay.
Yeah, that I
And I should have known better because this is definitely not what Crawford would ever write. but do you need to squeeze a few more gold pieces out of a merchant as you try to sell that weird octopus statue you liberated from the Chaos Temple? That's never a Crawford.
That's Jerry.
Nah.
So, you cast a spell on an object no more than 1 foot on a side. Your armor is definitely not more than a foot on any given side. Great. And,
It's not a foot, it's an arm.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
He's got a hand on one side.
Doubling the object's perceived value by adding illusory flashes or polish to it, or reducing its perceived value by half with the help of illusory scratches, dents, and other unsightly features. Anyone examining blah, 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 blah. I don't know if it goes well or not.
Are you
So-
increasing the value or decreasing?
I don't know. I didn't actually intend to do it.
Perfect.
Edmund didn't intend to.
Who?
Dabney.
Who?
Roll me a d20 for wild magic.
Can I just roll the chart?
There's a chart?
Oh,
we were gonna
look
use
at this,
the,
look at
we
this.
were gonna use the deck.
Let me go. I choose to fail.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Yeah. It's a saving throw.
Do we want to roll the chart or do you want to use the deck?
No, whatever you want.
Okay.
you want me to read it now?
First, actually, so go ahead and take a look. First, we'll resolve this.
Okay.
Your arm.
Odds and evens.
Yeah.
All right.
Odds, it's good. Evens, it's not.
2.
It's not.
It's not. It looks.
It reduces an observed value.
Yeah. It looks dinged up and scratched.
Oh,
and-
this is like a Portrait of Dorian Gray thing?
Yeah.
It doubles or
Literary.
halves the perceived value.
What's
Yeah.
that?
It's literary.
I got it.
So, it halves its perceived value. So it looks dinged up and scratched.
You
and
should love that, though.
Grimy.
Oh no, this is perfect. This reflects my tortured soul.
What's it say?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Does an illusionary would a construct also call me Dabney?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
whole world knows you as
The
that.
whole world.
Even
thinks
if it's my mother?
Yeah.
A magical construct that looks like your mother appears. It follows you around, nagging you for 12 hours, then it disappears. Dabney! Dabney, what are you doing with your life? Still, it's the parties and what are you doing at school still? I want grandchildren.
At least you have a mother. I'm going to spend the next 12 hours trying to get your mother to be my mother.
The problem is that there's going to be, she's only going to perceive you for half of what you're actually worth.
Oh.
Better
But
than what I
she-
got from my biological parents.
Is Dabney's mother construct also in the zone of lies?
Yeah.
Because it's an illusion, the mother is not affected by the zone of lies.
Oh, because I can go the other direction.
And no. I like this too much.
I'm totally happy that you have no children. You are unmarried and still a student.
That's good, but no, the construct is not affected by the zone of lies. So it can still speak the truth, but you unfortunately have no control over what it says.
Oh.
So it will just be your mother following you around, Dabney, and giving you a hard time.
You can have the accent then.
No, you can continue to play your mother. Perfect. Norden, that makes it your turn.
Yeah. Well, I scream out loud, I know exactly what's happening. This all seems very normal. That guy seems very nice. We should become his friend.
I can't cast friends.
Can you cast anything?
I'm going to cast sriracha spray at the
Sriracha spray.
evil competitor.
The man in black armor.
Yeah, the guy from Flavortown. What did we
The guy
decide it
from
was?
Flavortown.
Hey, Flavortown's open.
I will create Flavortown. All will come to my restaurant.
Who wants soup? Flavortown. Oh,
Oh, you don't have to roll for that. You
I
just
have
do
to roll
damage.
for
He rolls
scorching
for that.
ray. I mean sriracha spray.
You're totally gonna hit him. Give
Okay.
me, I think it's 3d6 damage.
All right, that's 3. That's 5, and a 6 is 11.
You run up to him? Is it like you pull out a bottle? What is
I
it?
pull out a bottle of sriracha and I say, "Welcome to Flavortown."
Yulia, you can hear his thoughts. He thinks as he gets sprayed by this apparently very hot.
Oh, incredibly hot.
It's super.
Yeah.
It's the hottest sriracha anybody's ever had.
Oh yeah.
Apparently very hot sriracha.
Double
You can see
ghost peppers. It's a
him-
ghost who died
And
and
then
then
made
became
peppers.
a second ghost. Pepper.
I was thinking he was like a ghost gardener who
No.
made ghost peppers.
Oh.
Ghosts of ghost
A
peppers.
ghost was killed, came back as a double ghost. Planted peppers.
Planted peppers. Cultivated them.
Yes.
Gave them to you for sriracha.
And then I made sriracha.
You can see he's like waving his arms. It's clearly hurting him quite a bit. And you can hear him think, who is this young, brilliant food wizard? And also Flavortown's a great name for a restaurant.
I didn't know the zone of lies went into thoughts.
Oh no.
He's lying to himself.
He legitimately likes it.
He loves it.
Yeah, he loves it. It's true.
Perfect. Arm, that makes it your turn.
So, are there any skeletons left?
There are
They're
three bunnies.
rabbits,
Three
yeah.
Do
bunnies.
I know
They're
that the
rabbits.
rabbits are still evil rabbits?
Yeah, so the rabbits are still, they couldn't really attack because they're trying to figure out how to be rabbits from being skeletons. So they're trying to be skeletons. They're like standing up and sort of, but they're rabbits.
So
They are still trying to attack. They're still trying to like sort of flail at you with
They're adorable.
bunny paws.
Yeah, what degree of insight do I need to know that these are like not adorable rabbits?
I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
Then
Actually,
I'm just gonna kick it right out the door.
okay, perfect. Just give me an attack roll. More for accuracy than for necessarily success here.
That is a 13.
All right, perfect. Yes. Do you want it to have it like ricochet off the door itself, or just
Well,
like
I want
long
it to
into
go
the
right
street?
out the doorway.
Like full on?
Yeah, right.
Yes. You can totally punt one of these previously skeletons, now rabbits.
And then I immediately look to Dabney's mom.
for approval.
Why can't you be more like your friend?
There's just a slight, almost smile.
He seems so positive with his thumbs up all the time. Why can't you be more like your friend?
I'm curious, what is Dabney doing as his mother is?
He is failing to cast friends on her.
Awesome. That makes it Yulia's turn. Yulia, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna use my bonus action first to
Yeah?
dash to Polly.
Oh, okay. Polly has, since you're apparently the only person who cares about Polly, Polly is collapsed on the ground, and the knife seems to be stuck into her stomach. Give me a medicine check.
Wisdom?
It would be wisdom, yeah.
-1. Okay.
Or intelligence. You can use either.
Let's go with the -1. All right. Oh, 19.
All
so
right, oh.
18.
All right.
Okay.
Yulia, you actually get at least a little bit of an idea for what a stomach wound might be like.
Yep, that's a knife in her stomach.
That's clearly, it did not miss.
bleeding.
Bleeding and everything.
That's terrible.
It's awful. It's probably
This
real
is,
bad.
This is really bad.
Yeah.
Should be a doctor.
Yulia, you can see the knife that has stabbed into her stomach is not just a normal wound. It is stretching out with black sort of tendrils, almost like a poison or an infection that seems to be spreading very rapidly from the wound point. And as you sort of inspect the wound, you can see that Polly is unconscious, but not dead yet. And you can inspect the wound and see that it looks like it's sort of cauterizing and well, for lack of a better term, it's rotting. You can tell the wound will not be able to be healed by magical means, or at least not any magical means that any of you have available to you. But you can tell she's unconscious, and she's definitely in a difficult place. Also, there's a skeleton, a bunny, who is right next to her, who is finally getting his bunny legs, and he's rapidly approaching you. So you have an opportunity to do something about that too.
I'll just. I don't want to stab a rabbit.
So this looks like a Japanese zombie now, right? Like the ones that like just.
I think they are. They are kind of like the.
It's like
Yeah.
the Thriller video, but a rabbit.
That's-
I got you to do Thriller on the screen.
oh no, that was the bingo.
That
card.
was my bingo card.
Are they moving? Are they moving like slowly? Is it taking?
It's starting to pick up speed. They're moving slowly, but it's starting to pick up speed.
I guess I have to.
It does have sharp teeth.
I
Sharp
don't want to
pointy.
deal with sharp teeth. Okay. I will. Can I like kind of? It's small. It's a rabbit. I'm just gonna kind of pick it up and
And throw it.
chuck it the other way because I'm. Somebody no. I am dealing with this right now. this is fine.
Yes.
This woman looks okay. So I am leaving this to you to take care of.
Yes. What direction would you want to chuck this?
Can I hit somebody with it?
Do you want to try to hit the guy
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
black armor?
I do.
The Flavor Town
I
guy?
do want to hit Guy Fieri
Forever be
with a
Flavor
rabbit.
He's gonna
All right.
forever be Flavor Town. Whatever his name is, it is now Flavor Town. Give me. Picking up the bunny is not hard. It will try to make a bite attack on you, but other than that, give me an attack roll to see basically if you can accurately hit the guy with the bunny.
Okay. 18 plus 3.
Yeah, you can totally do that. Okay, the bunny is going to. The bunny does bite you.
Okay.
You take 1 point of damage. Is that the first damage that's
That's
actually
the
happening?
first damage.
Okay.
The bunny
You take 1
bite.
point of damage as the bunny bites into your hand, but you are totally able to huck the bunny across the way, and you can see Flavortown, who is wiping hot sriracha off of himself, as the bunny smacks into his face and his helmet comes flying off, and he looks alarmed and he grabs the bunny and he says, "You're worthless. Get back in there." And sort of hucks the bunny down, but you do a little bit of damage to him by hitting him with the bunny. And you can see now that his face is very, very pale, and he has bright yellow hair on the tips, but brown just below it, and a goatee. And
He's from Flavortown.
clearly from Flavortown. And he curses in your direction.
just put it together.
And he says, "Friends of Polly, I was not actually he's going to think this. I was not expecting there to be others here." And actually, with that, he is going to step back, clearly realizing that he was not prepared to fight all of you, and he's going to step backwards and he's going to say. Flavortown will rise again. And he's going to reach his hands up, and there's a burst of fire and a similar color scheme to his hair.
Full throttle.
That sort of appears below him, and as it dissipates, he is gone. The bunny/skeletons all sort of start hopping out the door, perhaps after him, perhaps just away into other areas.
He was in the zone of lies, and he said, "You're worthless to me."
Oh,
He loves that.
He
He
actually
loves that
He
bunny.
loves that bunny.
Yeah.
I want to kick it as it leaves.
Yeah.
That bunny in particular.
Just as a stick it to him.
Yeah.
You do so. What do
Your
you guys
friends
wanna
got
do?
schmutzpah.
The 3 remaining people sort of scramble and they're alarmed and they're terrified and they're not adventurers. They're scrambling out the door. But what do you want to do about Polly?
She looks like she will pull through.
Oh, I almost forgot. The Zone of Lies comes to an end.
She looks terrible.
She's gonna make it, Dad.
She does look like she's in pretty bad shape, and you can see the whatever the blackness is seems to be spreading across her.
Is
her
she
body.
unconscious?
She is.
Oh shoot. Well,
It's early.
as a
Morning.
wizard, I have no healing spells.
Yeah. I don't think anybody in our party is actually.
I have a blanket. I'll put
Oh.
a blanket on her.
Do you say anything as you put a blanket on her?
Never.
I ask if there's a cleric in the house. Is there a cleric in the house?
A cleric in the house. There's no one else here. But actually, you rolled a natural 20 on your original history of the town.
Yes.
There is no cleric in this town, but there is an old potion maker that may be able to help, an alchemist in the town.
But we aren't on talking terms.
Sort of on the edge of town. He doesn't like you very much.
No.
But he may be the only person that is in a position to help. Especially, it's nighttime. You guys are here at night, so nothing's really open anyway.
Yeah.
And with the storm going on, everybody's doors are closed. So that may be your best option, I guess.
Okay, so I might know a guy, but I think she's fine, and I will minor illusion over it. She looks fine. She's just sleeping.
I'm gonna make this an artistic check. Give me just a D20 roll for your minor illusion.
I am an artisan.
You are an artisan.
It's a 16 on the die.
All right. It doesn't look like crayon. It looks like you had paper mache, flesh-colored paper mache that you kind of put over in an illusion.
Okay. My mom, though. My mom goes, "Oh, are you talking about Jerry? I love Jerry. Let's go see Jerry.
I cast Invisible Sous Chef and ask it to help me lift Polly so we can take Polly to Jerry.
Does your invisible sous chef have a name?
No.
Hey, you.
I mean, maybe. I never bothered to learn it.
Perfect. I think invisible sous chef can totally lift Polly. So
Okay,
you don't
great.
need to roll or anything for that. So now with wound totally covered and looking not at all getting worse,
So as not to
and Polly
scare
now
the-
sort of floating in midair, being carried by the invisible sous chef. You guys are headed, I guess, to the potion maker.
Jerry's.
To
This
Jerry's.
reminds me of the death of my mentor.
Who
Really?
died in a restaurant, a soup restaurant?
He took me in, and then he betrayed me.
Then why are you upset about his death?
He was the only one who ever showed me
Flavor Town?
Flavor Town. He took me to Flavor Town on Taco Tuesday.
Oh. I hope that's literal and not a euphemism.
It's very literal.
It's very literal. All right.
He's always literal.
2 for 1. Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
You head through the storm, assailing the outer places, and it seems like the storm is actually getting worse and worse. But
Oh my gosh.
this one is yours.
Me?
Yep.
You create an illusory image of a person of your choice, but they aren't wearing any clothing.
What?
Can
An
we leave
illusory image of a person of your choice, but they aren't wearing any clothing.
Can we leave the question of who it is to the audience? Would anybody like to give us
Does
a
anyone want to suggest someone?
suggest?
Please be Ryan Gosling. Please be Ryan Gosling.
What was that?
Oh.
Person of my choice.
Wait, what did we get there? What was the last thing?
A second Dabney's mother.
This is so complicated.
No one could have said Ryan Gosling or.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
know.
I was literally
Yeah,
thinking, like,
Ryan
couldn't we
Gosling.
get something with abs? I don't know.
Yeah. A second Dabney's mother.
Naked.
And I create this for reasons, I guess.
Do I know that she's created it?
We can say, I think everybody can see it.
We'll see it, yes, but do I know the origin of it is here?
Probably
That's
not.
a good question. No, I don't think so. But I am going to have you voice the other Dabney's mother.
Okay, this is my first time doing a voice on stream at all, and
Oh,
you're
I'm
going to
so,
stick me
I'm
with
so
two of them.
happy to put you on the spot like this. You're doing a great job.
Right.
Okay, give me Dabney's mother's voice so that Sam.
Oh, I look so frumpy.
What are you talking about?
Very
I
good.
look great.
Certainly free with yourselves these days.
Oh yeah, she's.
Tuck it in.
She's
Tuck it in, Miss Dabney.
All right, all right. I lost it there.
Okay, let it out.
All right.
There you
Good
go.
lord.
You still in school?
You claim this is a program for children? We're helping.
heavily modified
we're
for the
helping-
stage
we're helping
performance.
children?
With donations.
Put some clothes on. My friends are here.
What? This is nothing they haven't seen before.
And with that, we're going to move forward.
She said we were friends.
Not the first time, remember?
Now you have two.
Now we've.
Should be more like your friends, the free spirits. They accept me for who I am. Why couldn't you ever accept me? Dabney, Ebnand, Darcy, whatever the 13th. Bungalow.
I love that your mother doesn't really know your name, apparently.
We're all confused. Right?
It's a confusing time.
It's a construct. It's got whatever we downloaded into it.
As you make your way to the potion shop, to the alchemist shop, you can see there's sort of two stories to it. There's a downstairs that's the shop area, and there's an upstairs that's clearly where Jerry lives. And as you come in and you knock on the door of the alchemy shop, You can see lights turn on upstairs, and then a very, very slow procession of sounds and lights coming downstairs before finally the door opens, but with a sort of chain lock, a safety lock. And you can see an old man kind of poke his head out, and he says, "Yes, who is it? Who's there?"
Oh, Jerry!
What is your... Edna, is that you?
Edna works. That's fine. Yes, Jerry!
Oh, it has been an age. How are you doing these days?
I feel like he just turned older to know her.
I think that's
Like
probably
originally
true.
he was some sort of like adversary for Edmund / Dabney, and now he's an old guy that.
He's shaky.
Do you want to play Pinochle again?
Oh, I won't have you beat me so solidly this time.
I brought the distraction too.
He says, "It is late and it's cold out there and you're not wearing any clothes. And oh my gosh, there's 2 of you and some other people. What are you doing here?"
For the first time ever, what a loss for words. We're here with a group of people and your friend and a naked version of your friend. And all right, I just say, this floating woman is in need of your assistance. She's been wounded by some sort of Vorpal weapon from Flavortown.
Oh, Flavortown, I've heard of that.
Jerry, she didn't use protection.
That's horrible.
Now it's all black and murky.
Oh, just like your son. All right, come on in. Come in here. I will have you put her down on the pedestal over there. I will.
Very good.
This does look bad. And you can see he's sort of inspecting the wound, and you're all standing around. And he also takes a little time. He's sort of inspecting the wound, but with his other hand, he's pulling out his pinochle set. And he's kind of setting it on
Could
the...
have gone so many different ways. With his other hand, he's pulling out his knuckle set. You gotta.
It's a set.
It's for children.
We're raising money for children.
Raising
Thank you
money
for being here
to
and helping
help
raise money
kids.
for Game to Grow, so that we can help kids and teens build social skills better than our own right now.
If we're not trying to make the world better than we are, we're not really trying.
That's the real strive. I want the world to be better than we are. He's pulling out the pinochle, and he's also inspecting the wound, and he says, "Oh, this does look bad."
Is he
yes.
talking about my paper mache job?
Yes.
Okay.
And he kind of wipes it away. And he says, "Oh, this also looks bad. Dabney, did you cause this?"
What?
"I just assumed.
What?
You're a terrible wizard."
Wizard?
"Yes. Wouldn't you say so, Edna? Naked Edna?"
Well, I can't do this voice. I cannot do this voice.
Do your best.
He
There's
tries his best.
He does, but he never really gets there. I think
We
he's still
never
in,
really gets there.
He's still in Wands 101,
He
playing
doesn't
with
have,
his wand
he
and his
doesn't have the
staff.
motivation. That's what I've been saying. He doesn't apply himself.
Maybe we can discuss this after the woman
I'm
is healed.
fluent
Yes,
in
you are.
3 languages.
4.
4.
He puts his hand and he
In
says,
Google.
"I can fix this wound, but I cannot do it on my own. I will need your help in order to perform the ritual. It's late. You woke me up in the middle of the night. I shall need your assistance." And he pulls the dagger out sort of unceremoniously and hucks it across the room.
Oh.
And it's real gross. The wound is very gross. But he holds his hands down. He says, "This pedestal will help focus our magic and our energy. I need you only to follow me with the rituals. I don't think I can do it on my own. Let me try. Woogity boogity." And you can see the runes around the pedestal are lighting up with a very dim blue. They're kind of lighting up the runes, and it's kind of going away. He goes, "No, I don't have it. I need you to do it. Come on, be a part of the ritual. Put your hands out like this. Like this, with your fingers and all those things. Yes, that will do. That will do, sir." With the with the arm.
Oh no.
Yes.
You had to remind me.
Do
of
the best you can.
Tragic backstory.
With your arm. That seems horrible. Put your fingers out, wiggle your fingers like this, and say, "Boogity boogity."
Oh, kitty,
Yeah, that's pretty good. And you can see the runes are lighting up a little bit more, but they don't have it. And he says, "No, I shall have to ask for help from the spirit realm."
Achoo! I cast web.
Sure. Where do you want to cast web?
Oh,
Where
just-
do you not want to cast web?
I don't think I have a choice.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It comes from your nose.
It's okay.
Oh. So it just is real gross.
Yeah.
And it gets everywhere. And he says, "I'm trying to perform a life-saving ritual. You can't hold your nose for 2 seconds." Ugh. And
He's
your
always
son,
like
I don't
this.
know what to do.
Oh,
with
but
it.
he's a good boy.
Oh, he
But he-
tries hard.
He could stand to use a tissue.
He could stand to do a lot of things, like, I don't know, make me a grandmother.
Oh my god. Okay.
He says, points aside, I need help or this woman will die. Dabney, put your hands in and stop sneezing web all over my altar area. We shall need help from the spirit realm. All around us, even watching us now, are many people in chairs. They're the spirit realm. They hang out. They're always there. They, too, need to participate in the ritual that we have here.
It's the audience, in
Yeah,
case
you guys.
anybody was like, not.
Everybody from the spirit realm, I call upon you to also help and wiggle your fingers, hold your hands out like this, and repeat after me. Oogity boogity.
Boogity boogity.
Watha do watha.
Wafa.
Pen watan de la foam bedalakana. Close enough. And you can see the runes on the pedestal are finally lighting up quite a bit brighter. And you watch as the pedestal brightens and then seems to fill with that blue light, encapsulating all the stone that the pedestal has, until finally the blue light suffuses and travels over top of Polly's body. And as it dissipates, you can see that the wound now looks much more similar to a regular wound rather than necessarily the
Now it's
infected
just a
wound. Now it's just a regular
now
death-
it's just a
death
fatal
wound.
knife wound.
The old man Jerry, he kind of takes some bandages now and just starts sort of wrapping up her wound. He says, "She will still be very weak for some time, but this will no longer kill her. Thank you for your help, everybody but Dabney."
We have to make a dexterity saving throw or be restrained.
From the web.
Yeah.
Perfect. Everybody, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, 7.
16.
25.
Wow.
I have a 17. The DC was 12.
Okay. Everybody is freed, but Yulia, you're able to get free a little bit faster than everybody else, and because of that,
Both
you
moms
can see
are-
both moms are they're restrained. Well, one of them's fully illusion, so.
Okay. It's fair.
Yulia, you get free before everybody else, and also you can read minds.
Yeah.
So you can tell that Polly is now conscious and awake, and she's sort of stirring on the table. And as you kind of, she motions for you, and you lean in close, and she says to you, "You must stop him. You must stop him. Flavortown cannot succeed."
Commitment, I love it. Yes, and, ladies and gentlemen.
Flavortown
Please.
cannot succeed.
Where
He's
can
going after the syrup.
the syrup? What syrup is this?
It is guarded by my ancient organization, the Brotherhood of the. Oh wait, I need a
The
food
International House of Potions. IHOP.
reference. The International House of Potions, the ancient secret organization that guards such powerful things
Syrups.
as syrups.
Syrups.
They come hot to your table.
It is underneath the inn. My grandmother used to protect it. But with me gone, there is no one to protect it. There's a cavern hidden down there, and there's a secret door. But I was never told where the secret door was or how to use it. You must go. You must find it.
It's a good thing we left that place totally empty and unguarded.
Yes. And also, it's all in one piece, and it's not destroyed in any way or
Of
messed up.
course
There's no
not.
scratches or.
Is Jerry still in the room?
Yes.
It's Jerry!
What?
We're in the potion house. He was a potion master.
Jerry's just sort of standing.
I'm on to you.
It's what? What am I?
That is exactly what he would say.
That's what the leader of the International House of Potions would say.
Yeah.
Give us the syrup.
This betrayal is so familiar.
You can see Jerry holding up his hands and backing up.
Did he roll a deck save?
Holding up his hands and standing in place. You can see him, and Jerry says, Now, Dabney, no need to incite a mob. I am the potion master here.
Who's Dabney?
You're Dabney. What's wrong with your son, Edna? I am a member of the International House of Potions.
Told you!
But that's a good organization. We fight against individuals like Flavortown.
Flavortown.
We stop them from using the syrup for evil.
We're open 24
We're
hours.
open 24 hours
We
a
have
day.
many locations
We have
throughout
specialties.
the realm.
Sometimes
Branching out
we
to
can get one
burgers
with
now.
sprinkles in it.
I worship.
Oh, what'd you
burgers
say?
over my
Branching
head.
out to burgers.
Burger, yeah. We have burgers
There's
now.
burgers.
Syrup on your burgers.
Many. Dinner time, breakfast time.
Anytime.
All day, anytime.
Anytime's a good time
It's
for
a good time
potions.
for potions.
I just feel so Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity.
Fruity too. Fresh and fruity.
Is that Denny's? I think it might be Denny's.
I don't know. I don't
It
eat
is.
breakfast at this
Maybe we can just branch
Denny's
out to all
is,
big chains.
Grand Slam.
He says, when you're here, you're friends.
Moon's over my head.
Moon's over my
When you're
head.
here, your flavor's out.
You're Flavortown. He says, please, don't take your anger out on us. Yes, we have guarded such an ancient treasure, but it is Flavortown that threatens to use it for evil.
Do you know how to get into the International House of Potions so we can retrieve the syrup?
The information was compartmentalized, but I can tell you that the entrance must be somewhere in the basement. The best soup tavern in town was built a long, long time ago, before the rest of the town was founded. And the basement itself was built with the finest dwarven stone. We know that there's something down there, but only Polly's grandmother ever knew the secret to the entrance.
All right.
You must go. Also, I can't move. The stupid web is keeping me here. Take Edna with you.
They are also
Think
restrained,
about what
aren't
you've
they?
done.
Edna, you come back and play Pinochle later. Maybe both of you can.
We can leave you the illusionary one.
That's up to
Naked
you.
time is what you're used to, right?
I mean, I'm only wearing a robe, so that's fine.
And you've got your pinnacle set all ready to
It's
go.
all set up. I got it out while we were performing the ritual.
And
Thanks.
so,
So,
You guys head off to the soup tavern with only one Edna in tow. As you come back to the soup tavern, it is empty. It is quiet. Even some of the lanterns have gone dark. But you're able to make your way into the back, and there's beautiful smells of soup coming from all the pots and all the different places that Polly makes her soups. And there's a large trap door that leads down into like a storage basement. So as you head down into the storage basement, there's a lantern to pick up and take down with you, and you're now down in sort of a smallish storage stone basement. And there's lots of stuff here that you would expect to see in a storage basement, like there's barrels of pickled goods, and there's stuff on the shelves, and there's a few tools and things like that. There's nothing really stands out. What would you guys do to look for a secret door or something like that? How would you go about that?
I'm telling Norden about my dog.
Oh yeah, tell us about your
oh no.
Duck?
dog.
Dog. He died.
What from?
Sickness.
Oh.
I couldn't cure him.
No.
Despite our journey together, he died in my arms.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
well, I will start investigating
died in your
the area.
Cool. Give me an investigation check.
Ebony's just more and more like beaten down by this. Like you can hear, like he's like trudging down the staircase to the thing, and the mom's behind. You know, it would be a real shame if Jerry gets me a grandchild before you do.
Okay.
I don't think that's how that works.
I think that's how that works.
Think about it.
No, I don't want to.
No.
I already did.
I also imagine her critiquing your stature as you're.
Oh my
slumping
God,
shoulders
yeah. No,
and-
my posture is the worst right now.
What was your check?
15.
15. What are you doing exactly to look around? Are you just sort of scanning the room? Are you feeling around?
No,
Or-
no, I'm throwing things aside.
Oh, you're
you
like
know,
grabbing stuff
knocking
and just
stuff
hucking.
over,
It's
whatever.
a violent looking around.
It is, yeah.
Awesome. I think with a 15, you are totally able to. You start grabbing jars and you start grabbing tools, and eventually, what you find is all these shelves that are sort of against the walls all seem to be just sort of standing up shelves for storing stuff, except for one. One shelf is actually bolted to the wall itself rather than sitting on the floor. And as you start sort of hucking jars and tools and things like that off the shelf, you find a barrel, and the barrel is labeled pickled cockatrice feet.
Oh.
It appears to be unopened. When you try to pick up the barrel or try to push it or anything like that, it doesn't seem to budge at all.
It's actually pickled cockatrice feet is quite a delicacy, actually.
Is it very good?
Yes. So is the lid of the barrel? Can I open it?
It looks sealed. It's like it's never been opened before.
Okay.
Like it was sealed when they pickled it, and then they.
Gotcha.
It's never been opened since then.
Okay. So to open it, I would need what, like a crowbar or something?
Yeah, or just pry at it, or if
Yeah.
you want to use a specific spell or something, you can try to do that.
Well,
I cast dancing lights.
Perfect.
I don't know if my invisible sous chef is going to be strong enough to open it.
Are you also choosing to fail your dancing lights?
Always.
Yeah. Okay.
I might be strong enough to.
Yeah, arm. Bust this open. It's time.
like bottle cap
Yeah,
style.
The thumb.
Yeah. Perfect.
Core strength.
Arm, you are able to bust open the top of this barrel, and all of you are assailed with the smell of pickled cockatrice feet. Norden, it is a delicacy,
Yeah.
which means that it's gross for most people, and unless you really appreciate it,
No,
then
I
you
love
really
it.
like it. But it is definitely, you can see lots
Definitely.
of
There's
pickled cockatrice
just-
feet in there.
Oh,
Yes. But you can see it still appears to be bolted to the shelf, though. So it's a strange thing to do with a barrel of pickled cockatrice feet.
Yeah.
But it's sort of filled, and they're floating and bobbing in the fluid in there. What was your card?
Dancing lights revitalize everyone, and they all gain the benefit of a long rest.
Oh, everybody gains the benefit of a long rest. You're
Oh,
all
nice.
back
Get
to
my
full
one hit
spells.
point
and
back.
You get your hit point back. Yeah.
Nice. Me too. All right. So how are we going to
Those are some good dancing lights. Wait, what are they doing that it seems revitalizing?
They're dropping the beat with
It's just some fat beats.
the arm over there.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I mean, we're down in this basement. There's not a whole lot. Maybe they're. I got nothing.
All right.
Sorry. I got nothing.
Shining some sweet lights, dropping some fat beats. I like it.
Oh, I got it. They're drifting around my mother to make a menorah.
Is it playing?
Well, they're lights. They don't really.
They don't play music.
Yeah.
That's just arm making music.
Yeah.
Awesome. They make a menorah. Your mother.
Trying to remind me
I
why I should
assume-
have a family.
Yeah, and seems to appreciate the opportunity for
Every opportunity she can take to rub it in.
Yeah.
So the barrel's bolted
We're on the
to
fifth night.
a shelf or the
Fifth
wall?
night?
Yeah.
I missed that.
I think he said shelf.
It's bolted to the shelf.
Tonight.
Next to the shelf.
The night you're in.
Yeah.
It's fifth night.
I don't know what it means.
That's in
Of
Hanukkah.
Of
There's
Hanukkah.
Oh,
the fifth night of Hanukkah.
Oh, okay, got you. I was like, what are we talking about? I got 12
the
hours.
menorah. But
She's still around for 12 more hours.
what were you saying? Yes,
Oh,
it appears to
sorry.
be bolted to the shelf.
To the shelf.
Yeah.
Not the wall.
The shelf is bolted to the wall, so
Okay.
they're all kind of bolted together and seem to be connected. In some
Is there any kind of grooves in the ground? Anything on the ground that looks like something moves?
roll me an investigation check.
Can I help with this investigation?
Yeah. Scott, you can roll with advantage because you're getting
Okay.
help.
So that was a 13. Oh, there we go.
That's 20.
There's nothing on the ground, but you can see as you're inspecting it, the stone of the wall appears to be separate from the rest of the stone. All the other stone of the wall is perfectly flush, almost like the entire room was carved out of one big block of stone. But this wall, you can see the edge around the entire wall. So you can't see any grooves necessarily, but you can tell probably this wall moves.
Do you want to try to push it? Okay. You're the strongest. Go.
Give me a strength check. Saving throw if you have it.
Strength is 13.
Arm, you give a good solid push on the side of the wall, but you can feel something is resisting it. There must be a latch or a mechanism of some kind. But otherwise, you can feel like the wall just moves just the teensiest bit for a big stone wall. So you can tell there is definitely something going on. Do you share any of
I
this?
will push harder and look at Dabney's mom.
Okay.
I must be successful. This is really important.
Dabney's mom, do you say anything about this?
Dabney's mom is busy starting to recite the prayer.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Perfect.
Wow.
She's deep in it. I'm
All right.
Jewish.
Sorry.
Huh?
Sorry,
I'm Jewish.
That's okay.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
If she's not noticing me and she won't notice that I'm getting help, then I will ask for help.
From the party or from Edna?
No,
Can I-
Edna's not paying attention to me, so I don't need to.
Dabney notices first and goes, "Doesn't matter what you do."
She'll never like it.
I know we have to save Polly in the world, but I'm just gonna go over there and give Dabney a hug.
Oh,
Aw.
That's really sweet.
wow, this
Achoo!
scene.
I cast web.
Oh no.
Maybe we'd be stuck in this embrace forever.
Yep, the two of you are stuck in the embrace.
Dexterity saving throw.
You can make dexterity saving throws. They're with disadvantage because you're holding on to each other.
Yeah, the disadvantage helped.
Yeah.
And I'll choose to fail.
I'll choose to fail too.
Oh, I have a 2.
You
yeah,
mean
so I definitely failed. But
You're
I'll choose
choosing to fail on
without
the spell card. I'm gonna have him draw.
Yeah, that's good.
You successfully recast your most recently cast spell. I don't have spells except for please, please, please approve of me, Dabney's mom.
I don't know. I think since that came out of the web, you cast web as well.
Achoo!
So both of you sneeze webs onto each other in a deep embrace.
Your brothers now.
Your brothers.
Dabney's mom turns around. Edna goes, "Oh, it all makes sense!" And then she disappears. The construct completely just is gone.
That was the end of it.
That was
There
her.
no-
She now realizes.
She came to her realization. She finished her plot arc.
Yeah. she can go now.
Her arc is finished.
It does make sense.
Arm.
Left.
What do you do?
Oh, come on.
You just. Oh no! Arm, you
This is a
finally
thing for love.
found your mother. What? That means that Dabney is your brother.
No. That's not what it means. It means that she appreciates now that they're gay.
Oh, I thought they were brothers.
What?
Yeah, sure.
They
That's
can be
what-
gay.
yeah,
That's
sure.
cool too. How do you guys want to play it?
I mean, they sneezed on each other. Isn't that the thing? The webbing is everywhere.
The
Oh my
determination.
God! What's happening in this game?
I don't think.
That's not how.
It's however you know what?
That's how my
to
Jewish
everybody
mother
their
would think
own.
it works.
To everybody their own. If that is how you guys would like for it to work right now in the game,
That's how you
that
guys
is-
want to
that's-
express your love.
That's how you want to express your love. That is
Sneezing webs on each other.
perfectly fine.
In the
That is
middle of
okay
an
with me.
embrace. Makes sense.
While a woman is dying
Yeah.
and a syrup is at stake.
It's
Like
the
Edna
great
said,
syrup.
she should have used protection.
The IHOP is a state.
So I want to put my arm into the barrel of cockatrice speed.
Perfect.
I would like to see if there's any.
I'm not going to make you roll, but your arm
Mechanism.
now smells like pickled
I'm sure it
cockatrice.
does. Yeah, that's all right.
But as you reach your arm down,
Delicious.
wait, how tall is Yulia?
Tall enough for this.
Okay. I'm just wondering if Yulia's arms would be long enough to reach all the way to the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, right. I did say that she was short. Maybe she's standing on a shelf.
Okay, but her arm is long enough.
Her arm is long enough.
You reach down to the bottom, you can feel there's a handle on the bottom of the barrel. and as you turn the handle, you hear a click, and you can see the wall sort of shudders for a moment, and giving you time to pull your arm back out, and then starts to slide backwards. And the two of you start going down the hallway. The two of you are still embraced in web, so I'm going to have you just roll another check.
Okay, left foot first.
Are we doing like a three-legged race thing?
I think so.
I got a 13 on my dexterity.
Okay, give me a dexterity just to see how well you three-legged race down this hall.
I got a 2 on the die.
Okay, it's not great.
I got a +3 bonus. So.
You're not coordinating with a three-legged race.
I said left.
It's all about communication and coordination.
Yeah, my
and
charisma's pretty low.
whatever the relationship between the two of you has now become, you have not leaned into it wholly, to embrace it wholly. So you're now sort of stumbling down the hallway. Yulia and Norden, both of you come long down the hallway, and you can see there are torches down the hallway that burst into life as you're traveling your way.
Oh, as
down.
we're coming down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clearly magical design to escort you or to help somebody who's coming down into this place. You have found a secret passage. And you can also tell the walls are really well made. Whoever made this passage knew what they were doing. They knew how to dig a really nice secret passage. And you're traveling further and further down underground, and eventually you come into a room that is a large square stone room. And on the other side of the wall, you can see that there's a wooden door with metal portcullis down in front of the door. And in the very center of the room is a giant lever, kind of coming up from the floor, like a big pole lever. And you come into the room, and you can see, and the two of you sort of bumble your way into the room as you make it in. And you're finally able to sort of rip free from the webbing as well as you're come into this room. You can see the door on the other end is locked, but torches in this room also burst into light, so you have plenty of light to see into the room. What do you guys want to do?
Before we go too deep into the room, we're all kind of still safe in the hallway. I have my invisible sous chef pull the lever.
Perfect. You're standing in the hallway. As your invisible sous chef goes forward and pulls the lever, you hear a click, and there is the sound of gears coming to life under the floor below you, and in the walls, in the room ahead of you, and in the ceiling. And you can see as the ceiling suddenly spikes lower down from the ceiling, and the entire ceiling starts lowering down. And because you guys are all safe in the hallway, you're all just sort of standing there waiting as the spikes lower down. And eventually the spikes sort of reach the ground, and then the whole thing sits there for a long second, and then the spikes come back up.
That's what I thought.
And then the spikes protrude back into the ceiling.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that.
Your sous chef is killed.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Plenty more where that came from.
You didn't get him out?
I forgot.
You saw the spikes were coming. He's I can't see him. But.
So you stay there. You hold that lever. It's like, yes, chef.
Hold it still. You did notice throughout that process a couple of things. When he pulled the lever, he did actually have to hold it in position.
Okay.
And there's a little slot in the ceiling for the lever to not be crushed or not be destroyed as they.
And did the portcullis go up when the spikes
Did
came
not.
down? No, huh? Okay. Well, that was my big idea.
Yeah. What else is everybody else?
Can we go?
What
in?
else was in the room?
As far as you can tell, nothing. Although you can do a deeper inspection or something along those lines if you wanna start feeling walls or
Sure.
smelling stuff or things like that.
Sure. I will start. I guess I'll like get in there and I'll keep a nervous eye. Maybe be like just kind of feeling around stuff, and every time.
On
just
me?
look over- Yeah, just.
You afraid I'm gonna pull the
You're
lever?
afraid you're gonna have an invisible servant pull the lever.
I rolled for investigation and got a 21.
Okay, for your investigation. And what are you doing? And you can go ahead and roll Rudy as well for investigation.
I was gonna be. I mean, she got a 21. I feel like I shouldn't roll and just be be surprised when she just stumbles upon the thing that I'm searching laboriously for.
That could be pretty good. It depends on what you're doing for searching. So if one of you is like walking around the room like smelling the walls, and another one is feeling the walls, I might give you
You
different.
want a high five on that?
Did you also roll a natural 20?
I did roll a natural 20.
Wow.
This could be. You guys are inside of a trap room. Wait. Before you read that, did the two of you also go into the trap room?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean up against the ladder.
Would you consider us friends?
Yeah, you too,
No.
for sure.
But you two? Okay. It says that my enemies draw a card from the deck.
Oh.
Oh. Well, we're not enemies.
But maybe there's something else in the room.
Adversarial dungeon
Oh
master.
no.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
What?
There was like a little bit of glee on Adam's face just now.
My card says, you summon 99 adorable, sentient, neutral good puppies who can cast charm as a free action.
Yay!
The puppies can.
Well, we're not getting out of this room.
The quote on the bottom of all the cards have a quote on the bottom. The quote on the bottom says, I hope they're on our side. They are not.
They're not on our side.
It's, I don't know if you've seen Love, Death, and
99?
Robots.
You can hear little yips coming from the distance.
Hold on a
ahead on
second.
the other side of this door.
Our enemy has at their disposal
99
puppies
adorable, sentient, neutral good
that are going to
puppies.
charm me. I stab
can cast
myself
charm.
in the head. I'm not going to fight 99 puppies.
99 puppies.
You
The
can just
quote
pull
on the
lever
bottom
and
of
run
my-
out.
Wait! I'm an elf. I'm immune to charm.
And puppies.
I'm immune to puppies.
Elves just don't care about
I
puppies.
don't
They're
like puppies.
Yeah, I guess so. They're more
Oh,
cat.
that was scary.
Oh, the puppies!
You can't see any puppies yet. There are no puppies here
I
in the
hear
room.
puppies.
You hear them on the other side of the
I smell them
of
in
the
my
door.
dream.
I
Um,
cast a spell, if I may.
Yeah. That's basically what you do.
That's true. I want to cast Detect Thoughts. I guess I'll call it that Detect
Oh,
Recipe.
yeah. And you also still have
Mind
your
reading?
mind reading as well. What do you want to.
I want to see if I can detect thoughts on the other side of the door.
Of the puppies?
Well, I don't know about the puppies yet.
Let's see if there are other thoughts.
An opponent? Do puppies have thoughts?
I think it's like, I love you.
I love you, I love you, I love you, I
I
love
love
you.
you, I love you, I love you. Yeah, I think that's
Where
the.
did you go? Where did you go?
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
That's what my new puppy thinks.
Yeah, okay. So I think the both of you are able to detect the thoughts of the puppies. You don't detect any other thoughts, which just means whatever else is there might just be out of range of your,
Okay.
of your detect.
But
That's,
we detect
that's all that means.
99.
You detect 99 adorable,
Very adorable,
puppies.
eager thoughts.
And the puppies' thoughts are entirely like, I love you. I want to lick your face. Come here. Do you have any treats? Like they're all those pieces of puppy thought hopping from thing to thing. It's very loud.
There are puppies behind this door.
They're
We
super.
gotta get through this door.
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Arm's gonna start punching the portcullis to try to get through to the puppies.
Cool. Give me a strength check.
So, what did we find?
You
Anything?
with your investigation. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for reminding me. As you are feeling around the walls, you can tell that there is one of the bricks that makes up or blocks, I guess, of stone that makes up the wall, appears to be fake, like it is a construct block. So you think there's a way to open it. You just have to figure out what the thing is you have to do in order to get the construct block to open. And there may be some kind of control or thing that's on the other side of it. You can feel it's metal instead of.
With a natural 20, could I have any like deductive reasoning going on here?
Yeah, I'll give you that you think it's a password, perhaps related to the organization.
Rudy Duty, fresh and fruity.
I think it is. Are you? Oh, Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
You have to
Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
I wanted to hear it in the character voice. Arm, you're still punching the door, and it's still worthwhile as you say "Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity." The block opens up, and you can see inside there is a sort of second smaller lever that is encased in a metal box, basically.
Definitely
Do you
pull that lever.
the lever?
Definitely.
The spikes lower down from this. No, not that. The portcullis goes up, but the door is still locked. So as you're bashing the door, what was your strength check?
19.
Perfect. Plenty to, without the portcullis there, you're able to bash your way through this door. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
As you're trampled by puppies.
10.
You are trampled by puppies.
A single tear goes down.
The puppies travel over top of you as a wave of adorable. 99 puppies is so many puppies.
My cold black heart.
They are a mix of many different kinds of puppies. They are not all the same breed of puppy. There are tons and tons of puppies that come washing in.
How many are Dalmatians?
Of the 99? Just one.
That's where you went.
You guys are now assailed by a wave of puppies. The puppies are not leaving you alone. They're hanging out with you, licking your face and trying to get your attention and trying to play. You guys are currently trying to stop some international house of potions or whatever it is. What are you going to do about 99 puppies that are hanging out with you in this now open trap room while you're doing all of this? Are you trying to be adventurers?
Are they real puppies? Or are they like illusionary puppies?
You can feel them. They're fuzzy. They've got that puppy fur.
I think I want to Pied Piper them to safety.
Okay. What would that look like?
I don't have an instrument, so mostly just, "Kid, come here, come here."
Oh, I'm not this smart.
Do it.
But you can try.
Wait.
I go, and then I draw back and pretend to throw a tennis ball. However, minor illusion actually triggers, the tennis ball flies, and I fail my wild magic.
Okay. I think you're basically actually throwing a tennis ball. So I think
it
tennis
looks
ball
like
is
that
it looks like a tennis ball. I think
Did they fall for it?
the puppies.
Why hasn't me?
Because you can read
Oh,
their
yeah.
read their thoughts.
Did they
Right.
fall for it?
99 puppies.
Ball?
Did they?
Ball?
99 balls?
Does it split? It's like one tennis ball and then it shatters into 99 tennis balls and they start
Like that
bouncing
stupid
around.
app that's on Twitter, or that you see the advertisements on Twitter now.
Oh,
for
yeah, with all the
billion balls
yes,
going
yeah,
all over the place. That's what.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what.
Yes, and I think in order to move us forward in the plot and with only 18 minutes remaining in our show, I think, yes, the balls sort of travel up the passageway.
Nice.
I'm glad that
and
worked.
The puppies are
They
chasing
defy
after.
gravity.
Because I'm immune to charm, and I was just going to pull the lever in the middle to solve this problem.
Okay.
We'll take care of it.
I can't do it. I mean, we've done a lot of horrible stuff on this show already, but I just cannot bring myself to kill 99 adorable
imaginary
puppies.
puppies.
I become ethereal for a minute.
Oh, wow.
So that's actually perfect. You throw the ball, and now none of the puppies can attract to you, and so they all go running off into the
Yeah.
distance. Does anybody grab a puppy to keep with them?
No.
If there's a basset hound puppy, I keep it.
Done. You now have a basset hound puppy. You have to name it.
Charlie. That's what I just named my new basset hound puppy.
Scott has a basset hound puppy that is named Charlie. That's perfect. Scott,
Yes.
you're putting a lot of trust in me as your game master to not kill this basset hound puppy that you're keeping along with you.
I mean,
He's got 15 minutes and he needs a cliffhanger.
please don't kill Charlie. I don't know that I can take that.
I don't think I'm that.
I already lost Binwin. Please don't take Charlie from me.
You now with the door open, you can move on into the next room, and you can see the passageway seems to go down a short ways and then open up into a much larger, broad cavern. And the cavern seems to have many passages, and in fact, it has some deep cuts that go down deeper into the cavern. And there, in the very center of the cavern, you can see what appears to be the bottom side of the tusk tooth. But from the bottom side of the tusk tooth, you can see that there's a dripping liquid coming out of the bottom side. And it's sharp, just like the top. And there's a dripping liquid, and the dripping liquid seems to collect into a sort of basin or funnel.
I put my Sheikah slate under it.
From there, from there you
I
can
got that
see. I get that. From there you can see there's a small glass vial with sort of a blue pour spout and a blue handle down the side of it, and it says some ancient script down the handle, and it seems to be sitting, sort of collecting what falls into the what falls into the
Boysenberry.
Tuscany.
And standing in front of the vial and the dripping collection plate, Jerry is no, it's not Jerry.
That'd have been great though.
But I like the idea that Dabney says that anyway. It is Flavortown. He is standing there, and he says, "Yes, so close to my own chain of very successful potion shops." But as you come in, you have an opportunity now to stop him from seizing the great syrup of, what did you say, boysenberry?
Boysenberry
syrup, yeah,
for sure.
for sure. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
21.
Oh,
So dice can't always love you.
it's the rules of dice. They
But
have
they
to.
can still be
All
friends.
dice will turn against you.
I got a 13.
So 21, 13,
14.
14.
I got a 1.
Oh.
Oh,
Plus 3, but a 1.
Well, we said we draw them on ones.
Yeah, you know.
Getting that over.
that's our first one, isn't it?
That is
It
our
is.
first one.
You're welcome.
14.
What?
Did we win?
One of your weapons becomes sentient.
Well, you
Is
got
in love with you and is insanely jealous. Babe, were you just looking at that +1 sword? Babe, don't ignore me.
What kind of weapons do you have?
I have a crossbow, a dagger, a dart, a quarterstaff, a sling. I have jeweler's tools, which for me, that's a weapon. They're dangerous.
What would you like to become sentient?
No, I don't know. You
I think I'm going to go with jeweler's tools because
Okay.
they're most personal to you. And what? Adam, you get to be the jealous jeweler's tools.
You haven't used me in a while. It's been a long time since we've had our date nights.
I've been busy.
I understand. You're always busy.
I'm under a lot of pressure right now,
Oh my
especially
God.
from my mother.
Bringing your mother up again, sure. Figured you would.
What is that supposed to mean?
What it
She was
always means.
here.
Sure she was. She's always here, isn't she?
Somewhere.
In one way or another, she's always here.
I want this sitcom so bad.
Anyway, just leave me in the bag. It's fine.
No, I bought you some nice jewelry just recently, some gems. I'm just gonna cut them. I was gonna present them to you.
You were
and
going
we
to.
were gonna facet them together like you like to do.
Yeah. Great.
Well, okay.
I'll be here when the fighting's over. It's fine. Just go do your thing. No big deal.
Well, okay. At least it wasn't fine.
Sure.
And with that, I think Norden, I think you go first, and then Flavortown's going to go after you.
Does he appear to be human?
He does appear to be human.
Very good.
Yeah.
I pull out a little morsel from one of my little chef's pouches, a little amuse-bouche, and I throw it right in his mouth. And it's so good that it casts the charm person spell on him.
Okay.
Taste this. I'm going to bring you to Flavor
I'm
Town.
going to bring you to Flavortown.
I can't have something so vile in front of that vial. Time to go to Flavortown. No rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse.
I'm
I know.
loving it.
I'm loving it. Red Lobster, seafood differently. I know all the slogans.
Bonefish.
All right.
I don't know that one.
I'll take that as my victory for the day.
Is Bonefish a restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I've never heard of it.
What?
Yeah.
Why would any restaurant put the worst part of the meal in the name? Come on down to Bonefish. You'll always be almost choking at Bonefish. Just people going, I love
We like to keep the meat.
You're going to try to charm him.
Yes. How does charm person work?
So
while.
the way that it works is that he gets to roll a saving throw against it.
Okay. Well, my spell save DC is a 13.
So he doesn't. He succeeds on the save, but I like the idea of it.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say he's still your enemy as a party.
Sure.
But he likes you a whole lot.
Oh, good.
So he's going to say, what is you throw your amuse-bouche.
Yeah, it was a butternut squash little appetizer.
Oh yeah.
With a nice glaze on it.
Is it a aperitif?
Yes.
Yeah. And he opens his mouth as he says, like, "You cannot stop me from," and then it falls into and lands in his mouth.
Just as I
and
planned.
he goes, "Hump." And he says, "You are truly a wonderful chef. You really have what it takes to be here in this kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes. You I shall spare for last." And then he's going to attack the rest of you.
I want you working for me.
So he is going to cast. I think he's going to cast stale biscuits at you, and all of you are going to get hit
What
by
I've
some stale
inspired.
biscuits. Let's see. You're going to take.
What is
Arm,
the
you're going to
effect of
take
stale biscuits?
5 damage. He
Really stale biscuit.
he just flings some stale biscuits. They're really hard. They're very stale. Yeah, they're not good. They're yesterday's biscuits.
Yesterday's biscuits.
Yesterday's biscuits.
Blow the
They
humanity.
slam into your chest. They're really quite painful. Sam, Yulia's going to take 3 damage.
stale
and,
biscuits.
It looks like Dabney's going to take 4 damage. But that makes it Arm's turn, and then Yulia's right after.
Stale biscuits is too far.
It's a bridge too far.
It's a bridge too far. Is he standing next to the pool of syrup collector?
Yes.
In front of it.
Do I think that this would help him or hurt him if I was to shove? Is this a lava or is this health potion? If I was on the scale of lava to health potion.
You think that it is a powerful enhancer?
So I don't want to throw him into it.
Probably not.
Cool.
It may make him more powerful.
Cool.
Anything covered in syrup apparently becomes more powerful.
Awesome. But he's
Poison
collecting in a
berries.
vial, right?
It isn't. There's a little. Vial.
Okay, so I want to go over there and shove him out of the way, and then with the martial arts, I want to knock the little vial of potion against the wall and break it.
Okay. You're gonna get rid of the potion of the syrup. Of
Syrup.
Isn't it for evil?
No, he wants it, but we need
For
it for
evil.
Polly.
Oh, it's for Polly.
If he gets it, then
I thought we were just protecting it.
No.
Oh, we're gonna get it for Polly. Okay, then I will.
That's what I remember.
I'll punch him, and then I will hook it on my thumb
there you
Okay.
go.
and fling it over to you, to Norden.
Oh, sure, because he can't attack you.
No.
You catch it.
Okay. You're gonna do a strength check against the Flavortown guy.
Natural 20.
Jeez.
Well, you're gonna succeed
The
on that.
The stars have aligned.
And I will go ahead and let that natural 20 extend to your huck to Norden as well.
One of your appendages becomes sentient.
Your pocket fills with 20 acorns. When they touch the ground, a tree will grow instantly.
That's rad.
You now have 20 insta-trees.
Where does these acorns come from?
Sweet. We're gonna
Oh.
see
I knew you were
how
happy.
that pans out. It's just like 20 acorns is a lot of acorns.
It is a
huge.
That's a great
It's a
card.
grove.
Yeah, that's super fun.
Heavy growth.
You just throw the whole thing out.
I will.
Um,
In the epilogue.
Yulia.
Bonefish grilled, by the way. Incredible. Served daily.
Is that their slogan?
That's the slogan.
Incredible serve daily.
Perfect. Yulia, what would you like to do?
I need a quick refresher on how sneak attack works.
Oh yeah. So sneak attack is
Somebody has to be within 5 feet of him.
if you're
correct?
hidden or if somebody is standing next to him within next to an
Is
enemy
anybody within
yes.
5 feet?
I believe Arm is standing next to him.
Great.
And he kind of stumbles, by the way, when you push him.
Did I get the?
You did. You did.
Whoa!
Norton. Has
Natural 20.
What's happening?
Oh.
Level up dice. The most natural 20s you'll ever.
Do you
All right,
really
let me-
care with your balance?
Shit. Oh, wait, no, wait, I read it wrong. This is good. I'm sorry, I said shit. An ally becomes immune to damage for 5 rounds.
Emotional.
Oh my god. Can I
To Norton or to Arm?
to Arm? He's already got like the bad guy likes him.
The
so
bad
we're
guy
fine.
already likes him.
Arm,
You're now immune
you're
to
now
damage.
immune to damage.
Including emotional damage?
You
Too
feel
late for
you
you.
feel
Is
great
your
for
pain
5
gone
rounds.
for the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. You are
The
immune to
puppies
your.
didn't warm my icy heart, so this is amazing.
So you finally, Arm, you've spent your entire life in your tragic backstory, which you can now explain to conclusion.
It's too long.
Yeah.
There was a
Too long for the 4 minutes we have left.
yeah.
In that case, Arm, how do you feel?
I-
You're lifted from the damage of your own personal tragedies.
She has to remove baggage.
These muscles aren't very well used.
Plus, you get to do a sneak attack.
Yes.
What does your sneak attack look like?
Um,
And you get some damage on it.
I'll just kind of like whip up behind Arm and
With a
go around there with that rapier.
Is it like a rib stab? Is it like a neck stab? Where do you stab
Just
it?
go
Up.
Ribs
So
up.
that was 15 points of damage. Oh, except that doesn't include how do you handle crits?
For crits, what I like to do for crits, I actually have a custom rule for crits in the very limited time we have left. I have a custom roll for crits, which is I like to do maximum roll plus a roll. That way your crit is always better than a normal attack. So if you just do double roll, then it can wind up being worse than a normal attack.
I like that.
So I like to do that. So you do maximum damage plus a roll on top of that.
Okay. Including sneak attack?
Yeah.
12, so 23, let's see, 23
a
and
tremendous
15
amount of damage.
is 38 damage.
Okay. That is incredible.
Dang.
You
Just go right into the
yeah.
throat.
he is gutted, eviscerated. He is looking in really, really poor shape. He's not dead, but Dabney, I think you have a chance to finish him off here.
Oh boy.
My
For once
hand
in your
drifts
life.
to my sling and the rock.
Of course you choose the sling.
I got it for you. You said you wanted it.
All the enthusiasm drained out.
You know, my mother was here. Okay, you know what? And I just fling it.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll. I'm going to give you advantage on your roll.
Very good.
Two
Oh,
extra
advantage?
Yeah. For cinematic
Ah,
effect.
I was really hoping for that. So that'll be a 22? 22 to hit.
Awesome. You totally are going to finish off Flavortown.
With the rock.
What does that look like?
I just girlfriend.
Yeah?
What? I see. It worked.
It did. With the sling. We'll talk about this when we get home.
The rock slams into Flavortown's head, and he, after kind of holding in his guts, he leans over and then falls off the edge of the deep crevice in the floor, never to be heard from again. And I'm going to draw one last card for Dabney.
And
That's gonna
stick
be
around
working.
because we've got a life cog from Level Up Dice in Game to Grow that we'll do a little giveaway for. I can't say how many people are out there, but we'll roll die or some junk like that, whatever we got to do to get the thing when the lights come up.
So go ahead and read that card just because I want to see what happens for our ridiculous epilogue.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
The nearest, does a sentient item count as this creature for this thing?
Sure.
The nearest creature to you is cursed for one day to end all of their sentences with purple.
Oh.
We'll see you when we get home, Purple.
Perfect. And that's where we're going to end our game. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for your support for Game to Grow. Remember that Game to Grow as a nonprofit really depends on your support. It really depends on people helping out. And your support here means that we can serve more kids, helping them with Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you so much to all of our players on stage. And everybody have a great rest of your Gen Con.
At least you use the pet name, so I know I'm not in that much trouble.